Hello! Today's a different kind of video. Usually I don't really play usually I play horror games or Minecraft, but I wanted to play this new game, in spirit of Valentine's Day, I think. I saw it on Itch and I thought it was very cute, so yeah. Oh, welcome to the Our Life Now and Forever demo. This is a preview that includes the beginning of the game and a preview of some later events. Alright. Okay. Info. In my details. Oh, I love character creation. How do I change this? Hello? What? Hello? Aww. Which one do I get? Oh, this is so cute. I'll leave that as that. Hello? My details. How do I change my details? What is this? Background. Aw. I want this one. Yep. Eyebrows. Ooh. This character looks very young, so so cute. Alright. Okay. Description. Oh, I can rename the character. Hello. I'll just make it S. There we go. Title. Character title. Oh no. Okay, what do I title it? Hi. Description paragraph. Oh no. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. There we go. Finished. Leave space for character art. Yes. Expression. Can I not change the way? Never mind. That's fine. Hi. Yeah, okay. In a screen, you can put together a screenshot of your character, similar to the introduction art used for Quiche, and Tamarack. Screenshot. Okay. Oh, okay. Little baby. Okay. Sort of staying forever. I just turn to game. Okay. I'll definitely have to play this when it's fully released. When the game is complete, the entire story will be playable from start to end for free. However, optional paid DLCs will be available to add in even more scenes. The very start is a brief tutorial that will be skippable in future playthroughs. It'll help you get acquainted with all the many ways your choice can impact how the game plays. At any time, you can press the pref button on the left side of the screen to open the settings page and make the experience better suited for you. Oh, okay. You can change the text size, font style, sound volume level, sun and light animation elements on or off, and on or off, and other general options. Story of Our Life Now and Forever spans 12 years, with the character you play as beginning as a 10-year-old child and ending as a 22-year-old adult. In between those points are two other stages of life: 14-year-old adolescence and 18-year-old young adulthood. These time periods are referred to as steps 1 to 4. This demo contains students from childhood and a brief look into adolescence. Okay, cool. You'll be able to determine almost everything about the playable character: name, appearance, personality, pronouns, skills, weaknesses, how they act, what they feel, and more. And all of those details can change as you grow up over the course of the game. However, they won't be forgotten. Who you are and who you were is remembered by the game and the characters you meet. Choices you picked in Step 1 can still be referenced all the way in Step 4. It builds together. The goal of our life is to let you truly live your own unique life in the quaint mountain town of Golden Grove. But there are also 2 lead characters who will grow up alongside your own MC, Tamarack Bowman and Quilin. Okay. You'll have the option of being their friend, pursuing one romantically, just having them be people you know, letting your connection change over time, and so on. I like that you can be friends with them and not have to be romantic. There's a lot of, like, super fun, what's it called? Visual novels were, like, romantic specifically. So, yeah, your relationship is customizable and progresses at whatever rate you want it to. If you want it to. Though there are a couple of limits to what you can do. You can't date them both or break up with the one after officially getting together. If you've had a lead become your romance partner, that's permanent. Tamarack is a little girl with she/her pronouns when you meet her. She always identifies as a woman who uses she/her pronouns. Begins the story as a little boy who uses he/him pronouns but questions their gender as the years go by. Key will ultimately come out as gender fluid. Like me! Oh, Key's pronouns are only they, them in Step 2. They use he, they in Steps 3 and 4. Our Life Now and Forever doesn't include the option to romance a strictly male identifying character, but we do have another game, Our Life Beginnings and Always, if that's your preference. There will be other characters to interact with and befriend besides Tamarack and Key, though those 2 are the main focal points. How well you get along with other kids, your teachers, your mum, and so on is still in your control. With those basics mentioned, the tutorial will move on to a new screen now to explain other major gameplay elements. First thing you'll do in Our Life Now and Forever is design the appearance and basic details of your character. You'll be able to select the first name, last name, and add a nickname too. You can also give your MC their general size, choose their dominant hand, and so on. I can be right-handed, like always. The gender of the MC is customizable as well. That'll be addressed more later on. So, like, I could be like she, her when I'm like a little baby 10-year-old, and I can be like he, him, or they, them when I'm like older. The remaining parts of this section are all the many ways you can edit the appearance of your character. A cute dress-up doll icon is included to give an idea of what your playable character is like. You can change every aspect of the doll, from the shape of the head and style to the head and eyes, to the hairstyle, to the colouring of each element to what they wear. The customization can be extra unique by having the hair and or eyes be 2 different colours, tweaking the exact tints of the colours, flipping the direction or element or different elements, and more. There's even one special tint that allows you to exactly match the hair and or eye colour of your biological mum in the story. Or you can stick to pre-select options if you're happy with them or want to get through the customization faster. You can even randomize the MC and go with what chance gives you. Oh, what you choose will be referenced in the script, and the icon image you put together will appear on the text box when your character speaks, unless you turn the element off. The game has first-person perspective, so you don't see your MC standing alongside the non-playable characters in the normal character sprite style. The first round of designing will set some important basics like eye color and skin tone that will never change for the rest of the story, but almost everything else can be altered eventually. You'll get the option to use this screen to re-customize your MC significantly at the start of each new step. Oh, that's so cool! You'll be able to change your first name/nickname, pronouns, hairstyle, what they wear, add cards, etc. if you want. Along with the major customization sections at the start of the steps, multiple times during each step you'll also be able to alter just the clothes of your MC. If you want your MC's outfit to be simple for exploring outside and nicer when they go to school, you'll be able to do that. And the new decoration options such as facial piercings will become available once your character has gotten older. That's everything for this initial section, so we'll let you begin. More tutorial sections will pop up as you reach new gameplay features. Thank you so much for playing, we hope you have fun. Yeah! Woo! Oh, I shouldn't have messed around at the beginning. Wow. Okay, so this is 10-year-old me, right? Should I be accurate? What do I look like? I think I had more of an oval little head. Oh. Yeah. I don't know. I think this is... I can't remember what skin color I had. Definitely not this light. I think between this and this it was. Yeah, this will be fine. I was outside a lot, so... Oh, little dolls. I love customization. What did I look like? Little baby. Yeah, sure. Big brown eyes. How brown are my eyes? This brown, sure. Clothes. Hair. Yay. Okay. Oh, it's so cute. I had very straight hair when I was little. It got curly later on. Oh, this is so cute. Very cutesy. I also wore like 10 years old. 10 years old I was outside. So what did I wear at 10? What did I look like? I was definitely more active, so I definitely had a hair tie a lot because I was outside in the mud. So this is very serious. Sure. This is what I look like. Hair. My hair was lighter than it is now. It was probably this color. My hair now is like this color, kind of, I guess. Or somewhere between this and this. But my hair when I was younger, like 10 maybe, it was definitely like way lighter. So, yeah. This is very cute. Hello? Oh. Oh, this is adorable. Oh, this is so cute. Little... Oh. My favourite colour back then was green, but I think I wore like purple way more. I don't think I had any green clothes, but that's fine. We can imagine. Next access. Okay. Oh, I can dress in Hungarian shit. Yay. Okay. Hair accessories. Little. No, it's fine. Sorry, this is annoying. I just want to get through this. My little spectacles, yay. What do they look like? These are square ones. I think they might have been purple as well. Yeah, I definitely had purple glasses when I was 10. I'm so cute, look at that. I had little earrings too. I think I had flower earrings. And they were white. Yep. Oh, that's so cute. Look at that, little cute little 10-year-old that I was. Oh, very cute. It's so cute, look at that. Scars. Birthmarks. Ooh, it'll go. Moles. Do I have a mole? Yes, I do. You can't see it anyway, it's fine. Where is it? Huh? It's not there. Is it there? No, it's more here. Okay, hold on. I'll just do that. Yep. Alright. Other. Aw. Oh, that's me later on, huh? Alright. I think I'm finished. Oh, this is so very cute. Look at my little face. Oh, me at 10. Tall, average. I think I was average height. But now I can name myself. Yay. Should I change my name? No, because I'm not gonna give off my name. I'm right-handed, yes. I was medium. I think I was average height. Yeah. Use a nickname. Nah, it's fine. Alright. Hello tutorial. Again, now you'll get to customize the identity of your MC. Like the MC's appearance, you can make this aspect of your character as personalized as you want, or not make use of this specific element. Determining the gender of the MC was assigned at birth, what pronouns they use, if they use multiple pronouns, adding in your own custom pronoun, selecting which gender terms they're comfortable with, and such can all be up to you. You can also change everything except your assigned gender at birth at the very start of the new step. If you want to begin with one type of identity and then have your MC go through a transition once they're older, that's completely doable. Yes! Whoa! Feel free to select whatever feels the most comfortable at this stage of the story. Okay, I was a little girl, so yeah. Yeah, little girl. I was definitely this, I think. Although I think I didn't think of myself as a girl, I thought of myself as just me. I never thought of myself as like a specific gender, I don't think. But I definitely liked being included with the girls. Because I thought boys were stupid and weird. Honorifics. Miss. I was definitely called a miss. I was that, yes. Oh, I want to pick that. Never mind. Okay, yay. Now that you've got your own character ready, you'll be able to influence the appearance of your biological mother. She has 3 hair textures and 6 skin tones. You can make her look as similar to you or as different to your MC as you like. She chose to raise a child on her own and use artificial insemination to give birth to your character. The biological father never appears in the story. So if your character happens to look nothing like their mother, it can be assumed that they take off their off-screen father instead. You'll also be able to choose what terms your character refers to her by. Currently, it must be a title in order to make sense in the script. If you enter in their first name, the phrasing won't make sense. Later builds of the game may be suited for calling her by her name instead of title. You'll also be able to change the title you use for her at the start of every new step. Her skin tone and hair textures will remain consistent for the rest of the game. Okay. She can have curly hair, I guess. I don't want her to look like my actual mum. I don't know. She can have curly hair, it's fine. Mum, we're British in here. Or, well, I learnt English in Britain, so that's what she is. Yay, mummy, mum. And we've got a last little bit of customization before the story begins. Your interface display style. First, that's your sticker. A sticker is just a charming little image that appears in certain screen graphics, such as choice menus and, most importantly, save files. You can easily try different playthroughs by using different stickers, and your sticker can change whenever you want by clicking the info button on the sidebar and going to your details page. One example to use it would be if you have a playthrough you're enjoying, but in step 2 you're not sure if you want to romantically pursue Tamarack or Key. Okay, you can take the same file, change the sticker, and make another save. One version of the story and sticker can have you dating Tamarack, and the other sticker is a separate story with Key. Finally, there are 2 different textbook styles to choose from. A traditional visual novel arrangement with the books always along the bottom of the screen, or a more comic book style where the speech bubbles are positioned next to the one talking, then at the bottom of the screen when there is narration. You can switch between them at any time on the preference screen. If the button in simple text box is highlighted, you will have the visual novel style. You click to unhighlight the button for the comic style. By default, both textbook styles will have the icons to show who's speaking. Those can be turned on or off through your preference settings as well. Thank you for reading the beginning tutorial. Yeah! Okay, choose a sticker. Oh, what would I have chosen when I was a little baby kid? Probably a beetle or like a butterfly. Beetle or butterfly? Or a leaf. Or books. Books. I would love reading when I was a kid. Alright, books. Yay. Next. Yeah, I like the icons. I like the visual novel. Wait. Do I want the comic book style? No. Visual novel. Okay. It looked like falling Golden Grove. More than any place you'd seen before, it could be in, more than any place you've seen before, it could be in one of your old picture books to show little kids what autumn was supposed to be. There weren't any green trees or bushes, but there weren't just, bare branches yet. It was almost the same as normal. All that had changed were the colours: red, orange, yellow, brown. Even the blue of the sky above your head seemed different than it did in summer. It wasn't as bright either, as though it had gotten tired of sparkling by this late in the year, or like it was even farther away from you now that you were in this place. The plants and sky didn't get this way where you lived, where you used to live. Your thoughts continued to jump around while you stood there in the big circle of street at the end of the road. There was a weird path to you. It couldn't take you ahead or to the side or anywhere else like most streets you'd gone down. This one only came right here with those big houses. Oh no. The view in front of you was something you'd only ever seen in photos before, from stapled together papers that advertised the middle house being for sale. It had been a picture book to you until this day. Now you knew what it felt like to fall here too, because it was cold outside. Chilly enough that you sometimes held your eyes closed for a few seconds longer than usual to try keeping your eyeballs from feeling like they were gonna freeze inside your head. This was a real place, the icy air surrounding you said, and you were really in it. And it was where you were going to stay. That was new. Your mum and you had lived in apartments before, and never for very long each time. That was until she had gotten a big job in this not that big town and bought a big house. You wouldn't be anywhere else for a long time. Now, in the moment, you couldn't imagine being here forever. But that's just the way it was. The old town house at the very end of the long round road was now your house, standing tall with two others by its sides. These buildings were homes too, with their own people living inside, and those people in those ancient houses were going to be your new neighbours. Whoa! Okay, hold on. When I was 10, what would I think like when I was 10? There wasn't much you felt about that. Okay, story-wise, I would have moved a lot in apartments, and I moved a lot when I was a kid. Kind of mixed up inside, sure. Oh, hello. Would it be better this way? Worse? Something else? You didn't know what to think. I could be mad at my mum. That's crazy. Yeah. At least my mum's still with me. You'd go through the bad stuff together. Read! Oh, I can't do voices. Oh no. Read. Come on over and take a look. Oh, that was your mum's voice. You hadn't noticed she'd gotten so far. That was enough to bring you comfort, and you made yourself move forward towards the unknown in order to reunite with her. Off the cul-de-sac road and cutting across the lines of grass and sidewalk, you reached the picket fence your mum had called from. The gate was unlocked. Unlike the other houses, in front of yours was a tiny grey stone walkway that led up to a couple of little steps, and those steps led to a door. You dragged your feet along with rocks and dirt. The small private path was more uneven than you thought, and the tip of your shoe got caught in a raised edge between ground and stone. It caused you to stumble up the line right before arriving at the end of the rocks. You steadied yourself before carefully going up the tiny stairs. And there your mum was, standing at the at the edge of the porch, arms folded and waiting. Oh, she looks so nice. She must have been moving around before, because the shiny opal earrings she had on were twisting from side to side a little bit. You knew they were real opal stones because she told you before, when she first got them. She also told you a long time ago that her normal name, not Mum, was Opal. Jack saw her mention. Her clothes were the colours of a cloudy day after rain had already come and gone. The kind of day that could be cold and bad or really relaxing and comfy. It depended. You wondered which way she looked at it from. You didn't know. The rest of her, though, was so much more bold, especially the matching purely cranberryness of both her hair and eyes. There weren't a lot of things out in the world with that colour that could feel gloomy. Mum smiled at you. It made you feel as soft and warm on the inside as your mum was on the outside. What do you think? It's a pretty place, huh? It stinks, he said politely. Okay. It stinks. Huh. Oh, I could be so mad. Oh no. What would I say when I was 10? I keep thinking about that. When I was 10. Yeah, sure. I agree, my dear. Aw. Her mouth stayed in the shape of a smile, but her eyes and eyebrows changed, bending in a way that made it seem like she wasn't really smiling, or was some other kind of smile. She put a hand on one of the white painted pole things that kept the porch roof from falling down. Her fingers moved along it. It won't be too much longer. The real estate agent should be here to hand over the keys in a couple hours or so. Then it'll be official. We'll be the newest residents of Golden Grove. Why are we here so early if we don't even have the keys yet? We sat outside for a few hours in the autumn. You shifted your weight from one foot to another. This was a big deal to your mum. Her whole life was changing too. You hoped it wouldn't be a mistake. You didn't want your mum to be sad. Well, you've seen the yard and the outside. You don't want to wait here the entire time. How about you go look around the rest of the neighbourhood? By myself? Hello? She bent down, placing her hands on her knees in order to speak directly to you on the same level. It's a safe town, especially this area. You'll be able to play freely out here. Yeah, that's what they all think. Before your children get kidnapped. Honestly, at 10, I don't know what I would have done. Oh. I was... Sure, yeah. I would have been happy to go along by myself. But the thing is, I was never by myself. I always had to go with my sister. So... Mom went back to her normal way of standing, with her head up high and arms folded. That's the spirit. Enjoy yourself. Just don't stray into any other streets today. Yes, Mom. Great. Thank you. I trust you. Really? With that, you flipped around, bounded down the steps, and went back towards the sidewalk, ready to explore. Step 1. Prologue. Your shoes really squished into the dirt path when you crossed from where you were down to the solid road. The smell of the grass and rain softened the ground, crisp though somehow also kind of musty, hung in the air, bringing a whole new year of school with it. You're going to be a 5th grader. It'll be completely different from being a 4th grader, and not just because you'll be attending a new school. You'll be in the highest grade of the place. Maybe that was why your mum was so sure you could do this by yourself. You were growing up. No, not everything had to be a bad thing, you guessed. Then before you took one more step, there was a faint tap against his shoulder. It was barely stronger than the wind, but it was definitely something, and it was completely out of nowhere. Must have been the wind. Huh. Yeah, wonder what that was. It was kind of weird. He slowly glanced down to the right and to the left, trying to get any idea of where the poke could have come from. No one was there. The neighborhood was empty, except for you. You would have settled on it being a mystery forever if you hadn't noticed there was a thing left behind from the encounter. Sitting there in between the muddy brown blades of grass was something new. Oh, it's a paper airplane. Oh, hello. Jeez, hello? Okay, who would throw this at a stranger? Why would they disappear after doing it? Oh no, okay. Hold on. As you considered those questions, your gaze shifted back towards the right, the side of the street where the tap came from. Whoever sent this to you had to have gone that way. You crouched down to grab it, wanting to get some kind of answers to what happened. The paper didn't feel the same crinkly, crackly way most normal paper did. It was thicker somehow, almost like a piece of cloth. It was cottony. That wasn't the only part that stood out. The page was a tan color with dark brown lines. Not white and blue or white and black. Oh, okay. Not white and blue or white and black or something regular. More questions to add to the confusion. Where would paper like that come from? You turned the paper airplane around in your hands and squinted your eyes keenly. There were pencil markings on the other side. The paper had scribbles, or maybe even letters. That was enough of a sign to undo the shape someone had put together. You pulled out the flaps of the plane and flattened it out between your palms as best you could. It was true, the paper airplane had a message. Well, maybe. There were some words on it, but not a lot, and they were on different lines from each other. You read over each tiny part from top to bottom. So it's probably the two kids talking, right? Hello. Go out. Hide out. And then the bottom corner was read S. Your name. It had been addressed to you personally. There was no mistake that you were the one meant to get the plane. You scrunched up your face. Person wrote stuff on a piece of paper, turned it into a paper airplane, threw it at another person, and the message what they sent was that. Mystery worth solving, yes. Maybe the words were a code that you had to break. You know what? If I got a letter like that, I'd probably have to go tell my mum. Mama! Mummy! Mum! You've got to see what I found. You charged up to the white pickets and stumbled through the gate, nearly tripping in your haste to return to the yard. Noah was still right there on the porch when she'd been before, but she was already coming over to meet you. Your sudden appearance had intrigued her, and she spoke with an amused bend to her voice. What does it read? Wait, what are you holding? Eagerly, you present the paper for your mum to examine. She didn't take the paper away from you, only scanning it with her eyes while tapping a finger against her cheek. It's alright, you can go back out. It's not a dangerous message. I think you might even be able to figure out where this paper came from. Huh? How do you determine it's not a dangerous message from those? The way she walked was so knowingable. It was like she already had the answers, even though you had experienced more with paper than she had. Somehow, you guessed, Mum just knew everything about everything. It was amazing. Good luck. She lowered the hand she was holding. She was poking at her cheek to give you an encouraging thumbs up. I am sorry I'm so terrible at reading out loud. Yes! Get to the bottom of it. Paper still grasped in your fingers, you turned around and returned the way you'd already come a couple times now. And then you began to walk down the cul-de-sac path that fall afternoon. The other parts where the light shone through the clouds, and the parts where it got darker, you went along. The half circle of houses was out of sight by the time the normal sidewalk ended, and it really ended. Instead of connecting to another street with homes and stores, there was the car road behind you and a bunch of trees and playing ground in front. Going down the road would have to bring you to the rest of the town eventually, but you were sure that would be straying too far, like your mum warned against. That was okay, you had other options. Oh, woods. Mushrooms, yeah. Bending in between the dark turns and bright leaves where two lines trampled out through the grass, they went in opposite directions. There was a crossroads. One led more towards where the neighborhood was, but back further, right on the edge of where the forest started. The other went completely into the trees, walking path for the people who lived here. You stood there at the start of this turning point in the woods, in your life, feet poised to move over the stirring thicket floor. Okay, I don't know where I'm going. How could you know which one was better? You never tried either, and there was no clues on where to start now. It was a puzzle that made you pause. You thought about it as hard as you could, even shutting your eyes to focus. Then finally... Honestly, I kind of want to go down the tree line. That path seems safer. But I want to see the trees. And probably get lost in the woods. And your quest continued. The path ended up being kind of a trick. You ran out of dirt to walk on after only a minute or two, and it became plain grass everywhere. Uh-oh. Luckily, you only had to keep following the curved bend of the brush and tree trunks that separated the forest from not the forest, and to know... Hold on. Forest from not the forest, to know you were going where you had planned to go. Then, as you strolled even further, something came into view. You almost didn't notice it at first. Something stretching about as high as the trees and made out of practically the same coloured wood was a tower sort of thing. Bottom of it was mostly empty space with thin stake poles at the corners and only one full wall. There were little fake rocks stuck to the boards of the wall side, probably for people to climb on. Above was an actual floor with a slanty roof and railings around, some slopes dangling off it in multiple places. The thought came to you that it had been the same feeling as a tree house, except not in a tree. It definitely wasn't a real house. You might have found a local playground. Yeah! I used to tear it up in the playgrounds when I was 10. I was on that shit. Curiously, you moved closer until you were right in front, and that's when you came to the shocking realization that there was something up in there at the top. Eyes squinted to try seeing more clearly, and your neck bent back so far your head might fall off. You could make out a lumpy pile. You know what? I probably would have shouted out. Yep. Hey, is something there? Look at my cute little face. The sudden sound of clattering ruckus from inside the fort made you flinch in place. It was a scrambling, thudding noise that you knew came from movement. The lump stopped being just a lump. It shot up, bent right over the railing, peered down and saw you. Little kid, hello. It was a kid. Pointy hairline, wow. Yeah, probably. Who are you? A silent standoff of surprise played out between you and the stranger. Then all together, one half of their mouth, one of their eyebrows, and one of their hands shifted upwards. That lopsided pose they had, and the fact that they were at the top of a tower made them seem pretty in charge here. Who are you? Why are you in my backyard? It's their backyard? Shit. Oh, they were in charge here. Huh. Yeah, I didn't know this was a backyard. I couldn't tell, sorry. Somehow they twisted their smile and leaned over the railing even more than before. Yeah, there's no fence, but there is a house right over there, and if you look again, you can even see that's the back of the house. And so, this is the backyard. My backyard, because I live in that house. You knew what a house was and what a backyard was. This kid was making a joke of you. I did not realize that. Oops. Huh. How could I have known that far away house went with all this open grass? Well, the fence didn't change their smug smile at all. I do have a pretty big backyard. Thank you for saying so. This little, oh my god. At that, they pressed the palms of their hands hard against the railing, then used it to kick their legs up over the sides and throw themselves right off the fort. There was a powerful crunch and a gust of air when the person hit the ground, just a little to the side of where you were. They landed on their feet, crouching into a ball and making the hood of their jacket flip over their head from the impact of falling so far down. The person stayed like that for long enough that the leaves they stirred up settled quietly on the grass again. Then the kids straightened themselves out with more poise than you could have expected. Squared shoulders, chin up, and with one hand they pushed the hood down over their back again. They were confident and knew how to show it. That's that. Okay. Let me think about my options. I wouldn't be too impressed, but I would say it was very cool. Yeah, it was. They took hold of the open sides of their jacket and flapped them out, shaking off the bits of sticks and whatever other stuff that got on it when they collided with the dirt. Anyway, they shifted their head around to get their hair back over their shoulders, the way it was before, and then jabbed a finger into their own chest. I'm Mr. Keelan. Q-I-U and L-I-N. It means Q? Key. Q. O. Q. I'll just say it like that. Both of Q's, oh no, arms spread out openly, gesturing to the wide world all around. Autumn, nice to meet you. What's your name? For the title, you have to write it down on that. You know what? I would be the type to correct that. It's Chinese. It doesn't know how to follow those rules. And you know, I don't have to follow other people's rules either. Really? Q snickered at your reaction. I'm just joking. I listen to the rules when they make sense. Literally using his hands to wave off what he said, Q kept talking. But that's still my name. What's your whole name? I wanna know. He was persistent enough that you gave him your name in the end. I'm Miss Reed S. I will not say Miss, but yeah, okay. That was perfect, Miss Reed S. Oh, I don't. Oh no, Miss is so uncomfortable. I should pick something else. Wait, and also, how old are you? We seem pretty similar to me. I'm 10. Q slapped his fingerless gloved hand against the front of his chest to show just how taken aback he was. Whoa, so am I! Nobody else close by was exactly 10 before, but not as you. And you're gonna grow up someday, and I'm gonna grow up too. But that's never gonna stop us from being the same age. Cool. Yeah, this is great. Woo! More 10-year-olds were better than less. Exactly. But The talk you were having ended up with a clear clap from Q to bring it to a close. Now that we're people who know each other, I still want to hear what you were doing. I've lived my whole life in this town, in this neighborhood, in that house, and I've never seen you anywhere. There's gotta be something going on. Well, you reached right into your pocket and presented the mystery paper to Q, wanting your own explanation. But oh my god, but before you even said anything about it, Q wheezed with a tight grimace. He looked as stiff as the wood towering behind him, just like that. Oh no. He stammered and babbled, and pointing his finger all around the space that was sort of in front of you, until the word finally came to him. A sorcerer! What? No, wait. Q threw his hand up higher towards his shoulders, the sudden movement making sure nothing interrupted his train of thought. You're a thief! That's why you're here, to rob my house. That's right, I'm gonna steal your stuff. Yep. What a terrible thing. Do you really think I'm a robber? He got all fluttery, with his laugh and the waving of his fingers. No, you're just a kid, but you've got some good tricks. Q tucked one of his hands inside his jacket. He moved it around in there, humming the whole time. There was some kind of secret pocket or compartment in that coat. Aha! Just as you thought, when he removed his hand, he was grabbing onto something. It was a little notebook. The edges were bent up and crumbly, probably from being squished a lot of ways and a lot of times. And there were papers sticking out in weird ways that made you think they weren't even attached to the book anymore. They were just smashed between other pages to keep them in place. But the thing you noticed the most were the colours, tan with dark brown lines. It was paper from the airplane. Q flipped open the book, tapped in a slow, considering rhythm at the front page with the back of his knuckles, and said what you wanted to know without you having to do anything. That's my special paper, with my notes on it, but it's not in my notebook, it was in your pocket. You must have done the thing that's sleight of hand. That's what you did to snatch my stuff in the blink of an eye while I was standing right here. So you're a magician, or a pickpocket, that's all it could be. He shifted on his feet, putting one hand to his hip and using the other to make a waggling posture with the notebook. Q was really confident in his accusation against you. Can you show me how you do it? But that wavy motion Q did was too much for the old notebook. It bent in half upwards and downwards with the momentum of its owner's arms. Some of the paper slid out. They drifted to the ground lightly, the same way leaves fell from trees. You stared right at them, sitting there freely like that. Q didn't. Yeah, I probably tried to flick my fingers at it, yeah. Huh? Q's eyes widened. He lifted the notebook over his head and twisted his feet outwards, more to fully clear his view of the grass below. Finally, he sorted the missing pages. Whoa, thanks! In the middle of talking, he dropped to his knees to scoop up the loose papers. It only took a second for each one to be gathered up. He leaned off his knees onto his butt and made a little oof sound. Ooh! From here, he got his feet against the ground while pushing up, with his hands still clutching the paper so he could stand again. With the successful rescue mission done, Q delicately flipped through the notebook, inserting loose papers along the way between different pages. He went all the way to the end. Then Q's complete book was pressed shut once more. Hey, that really helped, Reed. Beaming smile directed right in your face almost had you covering your eyes, but before that happened, he looked away. Q twisted to the side to better rummage inside the hidden pocket of his jacket. He made super sure that the entire stack of papers made it back safely this time. He heard a sigh of relief. In an even, swooping move, Q tilted his head back over his shoulders to reveal his face again. The bright expression from before was completely gone. He had that smirk again. So, did you see that? I don't lose anything. Yeah, are you kidding? That was the second page, what? I mean what I say. Q's fun with your reaction came out of a set of snickers. His cheeky mood drifted away once those were done. Q twisted to the side to better rummage inside the hidden pocket of his jacket. He made sure that the notebook made it back to its normal spot. When he tilted his head backwards to you, he was quiet and thoughtful. This is very mysterious. My paper vanished, and the brand new kid appeared in my backyard, all out of nowhere. I don't get it. Q, I'm your new neighbor now. I moved into the middle house on the street. Oh, the new neighbors. That's right, that's you. It makes so much sense. Then Q shook his head to side to side, flopping dark brown strands of hair around and trying to sort out his thoughts. But you're just my new neighbor, not a thief or sorcerer. How'd you know that was my paper? I didn't know for sure. What, you were showing my notes off to everyone you saw in the world? Yeah, that was kind of the idea. Huh? You breathed in, let it out, then tried to explain the weird situation that didn't even make sense to you. I got here today with my mom. She waited for the real estate agent, so I had to go spend time doing something. I went down the road, and a paper airplane hit me in the shoulder and nobody was there. Q nodded along, probably not getting everything you were talking about, but curious enough to keep listening. I picked it up and opened the paper and saw the stuff written on it. I thought the person throwing the plane was trying to give me a message. I've been looking for whoever did it since. When I met you, I had to check if you were the one who did it. You'd went over the steps that led you to this point as best as you could, and Q joined in with the conclusion. It wasn't me who made any airplane, but the page and the things on it are mine. He put his hands on his hips as he thought hard about the info he'd learned from you. That means someone else got a piece of paper from my notebook and used that to make the plane they chucked at you for some crazy reason? I guess so. But if you're the one who wrote that, how'd you know my name? That was on the note. And what were those other words supposed to mean? Hello, get out, hide out, read S. It doesn't make sense. Oh. Q cracked a smile and flicked out his arms to start his explanation. That's just stuff I was gonna do. Counting 1, 2, 3 on his fingers, Q listed off each part of the letter simply. Hello, say hi to the people around. Go out, visit the town or another neighbor, or whatever. Hide out means go to my hideout. Q stopped the countdown to pat the sturdy wooden wall behind him with pride. Right here. What would I say? Wow, I like your hideout. Yep. I do too. Alright, yeah, for your name being there, my mum and dad told me. They talked about how people were moving in next door and how there was going to be a kid my age and that her name was Reed. It was cool to me, so I wrote it down. That way I wouldn't forget. And I even took out and read the pages, hold on now. And I even took out and read that page a lot to make sure it'd be something I remembered. Looks like I fought it after all. Yeah, quite accept his answer. I remember this time, definitely. But I'm gonna stick with you now. Whoever took my paper is still out there, and you were their target. Maybe you're not a sorcerer thief, but what if the paper airplane person is? We'll figure it all out, and you won't have to worry about anything. Okay. More eyes for looking. Super, do we have a plan? You stood up tall, accepting your now partner on this trip, and laid out the next part. Yeah, I know which way we should go now. We have to go back to the spot in the forest with 2 dirt paths. I know that place. It's right nearby. Let's do this. And so you started to walk along the autumn tree line now with your new partner in the adventure. Q came alongside you with bold, certain steps. You were going to find that paper airplane person. Soon you reached the head of the path. You were at the crossroads once more, but you'd brought back knowledge and this new boy with you. Alright, we did that one. It's where you were, and down there is just a car road. You stood by Q, gesturing around animatedly with both hands. You didn't know if that helped him understand better, but you couldn't keep still. But there's that way over on the other side of the road. Oh my god. But there's that way over on the other side. You bent your knees, stretched out both arms, and pointed across the forked passage to where the second dirt imprint was. Q couldn't possibly miss it with your direction. With a tilt of his head, Q grinned in agreement. That makes sense to me. The decision easily made, your and his crunching footsteps starting up again in unison. And still your quest continued. Once you went through the foresty path, you actually entered the wild woods. Nothing else surrounded you any longer. Nature spread across the land with the narrow dirt line and fence being the only sign anyone had walked in the spot before you. People were only visitors here. Golden and red leaves gently rustled against each other in the thick clumps, with each tree's branches flowing into the others nearby. It was enough to keep the plane and send out... It was enough to keep the sky and sun out almost completely, but the leaves burned bright with the light basking over them from above. The foot-made passage continued to twist around up higher into the mountainside, farther than you can see. You were amazed, yeah! I loved going outside. With your wide, wondrous gaze thrown every which way, you let yourself flow deeper into the thicket. Q washed your face. Your good mood was enough to rub off on him. I hang out in the neighborhood or the other parts of the town most of the time, but woods can be cool too. Really? Why don't you visit more often? It's right by your house. I've lived here forever, every day of my whole life. Stuff's always going on with people in the neighborhood and in town. Forest is the same whenever you come back. Trees, bushes, some birds. It's kind of weird when you think about it. Besides the plants looking different when the seasons change, it's like time doesn't exist here. Casually, Q lifted up his hands from his sides, only to gesture them downwards to the forest floor. And hey, this path we're walking on has always been here, even before I was born. He strolled along, kicking a little piece of rock on the road and looking straight ahead. It's probably been around for as long as this place had been Golden Grove, or longer. For a second he was thinking so hard, the smile he almost always had went away. And something made him chuckle and he pointed over to the side. But that fence is kinda new. I remember there just being dirt when I was little. That's the only thing that's gotten different around here. Wow. The quiet bubble that existed here in the forest, away from the town, popped from a sudden, unnatural clatter. You stopped. It was a whooshing, thumping, and stirring up of the leaves, like something had crashed into them. You and Q shared a look, both checking that the other person heard it too. That wasn't me, and that wasn't you either. Yeah. Whoa. You knew for sure that it wasn't the wind. It had to have been an animal or person. And it came from right over there. That thrilled Q. His voice shrunk into an eager whisper. It could be them. The mystery paper airplane sender. Let's go before they get away. Yeah, wander through the bushes. You pulled up your socks and began to make your way off the path and through the overgrowth. It was harder to keep your foot on the slanted, untrimmed ground. When you reached a really tree-cluttered spot, you grasped at the branches and pushed them aside in order to open enough space for you to get past. You moved them the same way you'd opened up a set of curtains, but it was a lot harder to do. The tiniest branches couldn't take the bend and snapped from the pressure. You could feel the splintery ends of the plants scratch a little at your face and clothes. It wasn't as smooth of an entrance as you'd hoped it would be. On the other side of the tree line was still the woods, but kind of an empty part. There was a lot of open ground with no trees or bushes growing and a ton of leaves that were gathered into piles. Past that clearing, the trees were back and even more closely pressed together than they were by the path. It was mysterious. There was nowhere to go, and nothing seemed out of place to you until... Oh, she's so cute. Hello. There was a shout and a new whirlwind of leaves rushed through the air. From underneath one of the piles was another kid. Really red eyes, wow. Yeah, Spock, yeah. You stared at them, and they looked right... Oh, ignore the dog, please. He doesn't like the door. You stared at them, and they looked right back at you as everything they'd thrown into the air gently drifted back down. Hi. That got the stranger giggling. Q folded his arms across his chest. He blinked slowly and thoughtfully. He usually had plenty to say, but in the moment he was left as stumped as one of the actual stumps in the forest. Wait here. The jumping jack kid hopped again, but this time it was to get up off the ground. They dashed to the opposite edge of the open space, leaves scattering behind them, dropping out of their clothes and being kicked up by their steps. You were really worried. You were already wondering what was going to happen next. Watching them go, Q finally found some words. It's another person I've never seen before you. Oh my god. It's another person I've never seen before today. He twisted around so that the top of him was angled more towards you. He brought one of his hands to the side of his mouth and held the other close to his chest, pointing subtly in the direction the stranger went. Reed, do you know this leaf kid? No. Yeah, I didn't think so. Q's arms fell back down like limp noodles, but he never took his eyes off the other person. He was definitely curious. From behind one of the tall, crooked trees, the kid began throwing sticks and other plant pieces around. They were uncovering a hidden treasure, a big brown bag. They had to use both hands to lift the pouch and get it over their head. The thick strap pulled tight under the strain of the weight attached to it. The line of their mouth looked just as strained. The stranger huffed when they released the bag from their fingers, letting it rest completely across their shoulder. You heard stuff bumping around it inside from your position way over here. It was a really full pack. But it didn't slow the kid down. They ran back at full speed to meet you where you were. When they were in front of your face, they gave a wave and asked a question. Hi, are you girls too? Q gestured to the front of himself casually. I'm a boy, Mr. Q Lin. Q-I-U and L-I-N. Wow, okay. Hi, Q. The kid turned their attentions to you. Are you a girl? Well, yes. But what would I have said when I was 10? And I said I was, yeah. Yeah. She sung her own praises in a chiming tone. Both girls. And all of a sudden, the leafy girl seemed to remember to introduce herself the way most people do. I'm Tamarak. I love her name. That sounds nice. Thanks. A tamarack is a kind of tree. I like it a lot. Q grinned widely at her enthusiastic introduction. It fits you. What's your last name? Bowman. Cool. Miss Tamarack Bowman. You know, my name is Autumn. That's amazing. It's a match too. How do people know how to do that? I think we're just lucky. Lots of kids don't have the right ones. Yeah. So what's your name? The guy you now knew as Tamarack sent the question your way, since Q already gave out his. I'm Reed. Library card. I'm Reed. I like how the game has options for you not to talk as well. Wow. Hi, Reed. She greeted you with a finger spread wave of her hand, as sweetly as if you'd always known each other and she'd done it 100 times. Do you think yours fits too, your name? Honestly, it's not my real name. Well, it's my name, but it's not my legal name. So, I don't know. It's alright, I guess. Oh, well, I don't know what to say. I don't know. Yep. Ooh, alright. It's cool to meet you, Tamarack. Because if it was my real name, if I used my, like, legal name, I would have said, I don't know. But now that I'm using this name, it's like, yeah. But I don't know what to say. Oh. Okay, whatever. It's cool to meet you, Tamarack. Maybe. He pointed a suspicious finger her way as he made another point with words. There was only one house for sale anywhere near this neighborhood. Reed lives there now. Where did you come from? Unless you're Reed's mum. Huh? Tamarack was completely tickled by the idea, giggling and covering her mouth with her hands. She didn't do a good job at stopping any of her laughter from getting out. No, I'm not a mum. I moved in with my Omi and Opa. Who are they? Omi and Opa means Granny and Grandpa. I've never heard of that. It's another language? It's German, and they're German. Cool. There's a granny who lives there and a guy that's her husband. That's your Omi and Opa? I think so, probably. Omi has really long hair, Opa has short hair, and some of it is on his face. Yeah. Q bobbed his head up and down with great understanding. Granny and him have a kid now? Huh, wow. That's nice. Yeah. I've been here 5 days and it's really good. There's so much out here. I probably won't be finished for a long time. Months, maybe. The loudness of Q's voice shut up. He was shocked and confused. 5 days? That's almost a week and I've never even seen you. Where have you been this whole time? I said so before. I've been here. Tamarack used one foot to push against the ground and the other to stay upright and spun around in place once. I play in the forest every day. After getting the answer, he went normal volume again but kept frowning. Well, you can come with me and my friends if you wanted to. We hang out in the neighborhood and in town and my backyard and stuff. Okay, I don't think she was the one who did the airplane, but then who was it? If you see us, just walk over and join. You don't have to worry, they'll like you, and you can talk to me if you don't know what to do. She only shrugged, and the shoulder went without the bag strap went up higher. Maybe. There wasn't a lot of interest for Q's offer. He finally grinned again. He watched Tamarack with a tilted head. You're like Europa, huh? No one ever really sees him around either, even though he's lived here for 1,000,000 years. Tamarack squished her cheeks between her fingers, delighted. He likes his office a whole lot. This is my very first day in Golden Grove. Wow, that's barely different at all. We're a match. She furrowed her extra short eyebrows as much as she could as a new idea came to her. Hey, we're both girls and he's not, but are any of us the same age? I'm 10. We're 10 too. Hooray, same age forever. Happily, Tamarack held onto the worn strap of her big bag and bounced up and down in place. You decided that this was the perfect time to talk to her about everything that happened. The paper might have been Q's, but it was possible she was the one who sent it to you. Yeah, hey, I got hit with a paper airplane a little while ago. Was that you? Oh yeah, you got it? Yes, I got it. It's right here. Whoa! She flung her arms up over her head in celebration, knocking her bag out to the side. It made a thump noise when it swung back against her. My aim is so good. My aim is good. He blinked at her in disbelief. You'd truly done it. You'd found the mystery person who owned the paper in the first place, and the person who actually sent it to you as a paper airplane. Yeah, she's entertaining. But you weren't the only one who had a reaction to the results. Alright, nice read. Your wide eyes and curious shares had Tamarak excitedly looking between you and him, not knowing what the celebration was about, but wanting to join. Yeah, it is. Your throw was perfect. Thanks, and yay for the trash doing something nice. Trash? He brought both his hands up to his face and pressed his fingertips into his cheeks with great drama. It's not trash. Aw. If it wasn't trash, why was it sitting on the ground in the forest? That's where I got it. With wrinkled brows, Q shifted his hands more to the side so he could instead tug out the front strands of his hair, pulling them out fully straight. I don't know how it's possible. You wouldn't maybe be a sorcerer or a thief, would you, Tamarak? No. Too bad. When I was 10, I'd probably think it was very charming. Tamarak and you both laughed, the sound harmonizing. Q finished his pout, straightening up and putting his hands solidly on his hips. He was back to being in control. You know, there's nobody out there who's perfect. I accept my mistakes and I'm sorry to you, Forrest, for messing this place. That's really nice of you to say, Q. Thanks. I think it forgives you. Cool. Watching the two kids interact, you started thinking about this more and more, going over the whole experience in your head. Your turning thoughts were put on pause when Tamarak suddenly changed the subject. What are you two gonna do now? I've got to go back. My mom's waiting for me. And I won't read there. I'm gonna make sure she doesn't get lost out here. I probably see how my Omi and Opa are too. It's pretty old. They're pretty old and need help sometimes. She took a big hop closer to you and Q, a smile growing across her face as she landed. We could go back together. Not in agreement, yay! You relaxed your stance, accepting that this was really over now. Woohoo! Tamarak snatched up a nearby stick off the ground and directed the pointy end forward, the way you had come. To our houses. While chuckling, Q used his fist to enthusiastically punch the air. Homeward bound. Let's... clap my hands, yay. Yeah. She had cupped her hands around her mouth to make it extra loud. And so you started to walk through the brown full brush to get to the neighborhood again, but you weren't going to be alone there. Tamarak bowed her head, bouncing her arms up and down with the stick like she was the conductor of a marching band, while Q came alongside you with even casual steps. You were returning to the house. Your new neighborhood had become even more orange-toned by the time you finally returned. to it. The far-off sun slowly sank away from behind the tallest mountain and forced asleep for the night. Your shadow grew larger, pulling away from your bodies to reach into the street ahead. Dark shapes morphed and combined with one another as you walked in your own mismatched rhythm, all while eyeball chillingness of the outside world got more powerful bit by bit. Tamara still stayed about 2 steps ahead. Sometimes she was closer and sometimes she got away from you again. She used her stick to knock at the bushes and lamps along the sidewalk. Q was next to you, but had switched things up so that he was walking larger steps backwards. You guessed it was to look at you in the pace better, or he just thought it was fun. He pointed out the sharpest building in the street as he went. Part of it looked almost like a tower, a different kind than the one in the backyard. See, that's the house from the front. It's great. And that's your house, right? The one in the middle? And Granny owns that even further one away that way. Cool. The sound of your steps continued to echo through the cul-de-sac until you came to a stop right in the center of the path. You'd arrived. Okay, this is it. Q pulled out an eager grin. We've got to meet up again later. See you, Reed and Tamarack. Q flipped around to go back the same way he had come with you. He needed to return to the pointy red house with a huge backyard. Oh, I would have thought that'd be her house. I guess it makes sense. He didn't drop any papers this time. Bye, goodbye. Tamara put both her hands up in front of her chest and waved them around. I'm going home too. Tamara spun in place before dashing further along the sidewalk to the sloped grey house on the other end of the neighborhood. Her bag clunked and jingled at her side the whole way there. You waited there in front of the house in the dimming evening light, watching the 2 other kids go to their homes right on the same street. Bye! That was everything. The whole outing was done. In the evening, in the quiet resolution of your first day in this place, the 2 encounters you had earlier that afternoon drifted through your head. Key and Tamarack. Okay, tutorial. Now you're at the stage where you get to set your dynamic with Tamarack and with Key. Our life now and forever has a specific way of constructing the personalized relationships you have with the 2 neighbors you grew up with. It's called dynamics. This encompasses how your character and that character feel about one another and how they generally interact with each other. It doesn't determine if your character is shy or confident or sociable or unsociable. That's done through the phrasing / actions you pick in normal choices. This is only setting how you and the 2 leads tend to think / approach things on top line level. These settings can be the same for both Tamarack and Key or be entirely different from one over the other. The first part of the dynamic system is what you set for your relationship standing. Your chosen relationship standing is always mutual with the other character. It's possible to change your standing at the start of each step and even at certain points within the step, at least normally. These are settings that can be changed once you pick them. The 5 main options of relationship standing are neighbors, friends, family, crushes, and beloveds. Neighbors mean there's someone you know and it's nothing more meaningful than that. Whether it's still amicable, completely cold, or even hostile is up to you. Friends means that you're friends. While on this standing, it's possible to go even deeper and have them be your very best friend. That's not set on the dynamic screen, it's a normal choice. Family means that you truly love them and will always keep them in your life in a fully platonic way. You can't choose to love someone this deeply until later steps once you've known them longer. You also won't be able to change this setting to anything else once you've picked it. It's completely certain and unwavering. You can bring both Tamarack and Key into your proverbial family. Yeah, found family, whoa! Crushes means that you and them have crushes on each other. While on this standing, you can keep your feelings a secret and act as though you're only friends / best friends, or it can be known that you're romantically interested. Later in the game, you can also officially go steady with Tamarack or Key. If you begin dating one of them, your standing in the dynamic screen will change to partners instead of crushes. It's possible to be crushing on Tamarack and Key at the same time, and for most of the game, you can only get into an actual romantic relationship with one. In step 4, a polyamorous relationship can be pursued if you want. That way, that will work in that Q and Tamarack will be in a committed platonic relationship with each other. It can be in a committed platonic or romantic relationship with the MC. Q and Tamarack will be romantically involved with each other regardless of the choices the MC makes. If you do date one or both, you can't break up with them. The partner's status can't go away once you get it. It is possible to change sibling crushes to one of the other options if you want to. Beloveds means that you truly love them and will always keep them in your life in a clearly romantic way. You can't choose to love someone this deeply until later steps once you've known them longer. You also won't be able to change the setting to anything else once you've picked it. It's completely certain and wavering. Like crushes, the romantic feelings can be known or secret, or you can be official partners. If you're at this setting, you'll also be able to unlock the possibility of getting engaged and changing your relationship standing to fiancés. There's no requirement to get married or even date. What you do or don't do with your feelings of love is up to you. The leads will respect your set boundaries. If you are beloveds and make choices where you're hoping to get married but haven't asked yourself, your partner can be one to propose instead. The MC will accept this proposal by default because the game believes they want that. You can't convince your partner to think marriage is a good idea and then reject them when they pursue it. That's part one of dynamics. The second part is expression elements. This is how you and the other characters generally interact with one another. Like relationship standing, expression elements are determined separately for Tamarack and for Key. It also doesn't have to be the same for both. But expression elements don't have to be mutual between your characters and Tamarack/Key. They have their own ways of conveying themselves, and your character gets to have theirs. Expression elements are broken down further into the 3 meters with 3 choices per meter. Meter 1, deferring, teamwork, contesting. Meter 2, praising, unassuming, teasing. Meter 3, doting, accepting, admiring. For meter 1, you can use it to determine if your character is a follower, goes with the follow, using deferring, a collaborator or compromiser using teamworking, or tries to be the leader or decision maker, whether the other person actually wants to follow them or not, using contesting. Meter 2 determines if your character is the type of person to go out of their way to make a comment on the other person and what they do. If not, they're unassuming. If so, the comments can be complimentary or even flirty if praising, or they can be joking or giving the other person a hard time if teasing. You get to control the phrasing/intention through your choices. Meter 3 can be set to determine how your character views Tamarack and Key. Do they feel they need to look out for them, or that they're on the same level as each other, or that the other person is more incredible than most? When you first meet Key and Tamarack in the story, they go with their normal kind of behavior for their interactions with your character. Because of that, the expression elements are always the same in step 1. For Key, teamworking, teasing, and doting. For Tamarack, contesting, praising, and accepting. As you spend more time with Tamarack and Key, you'll get to know your character better, and in each of the steps, their expression elements can change to match that. If, for example, you're friends with Tamarack and express displeasure when she insists on getting her way, she'll notice that. In steps 2, instead of contesting, she could be teamworking with your character, or even deferring, depending on the details. Their connection with your character will be developed organically. Though in future steps you'll also have the option of customizing their expression elements if you want to make sure your playthrough has a specific feel. And starting in step 2, and if you're more than just neighbours, a 4th expression element meter unlocks. Meter 4, envious of, not jealous of, jealous over. Envious of means that the one character is jealous of the life, appearance, abilities, relationships, or something else of the other person, depending on the specifics involved. Jealous over means that they feel discomfort if they think the other person seems to like someone else more or isn't spending as much time with them as normal and such. The jealousy meter does nothing but let you add more negative feelings or relationship competition interactions as an extra element of drama to your life. By default, Key, Tamarack, and you will always be not jealous, which skips all that. You also have to choose to customize the expression element and set them to being jealous in one way or the other for that kind of emotion to crop up. With relationship standing and expression elements, you'll be able to have a truly personal dynamic with Tamarack and Key. There are dozens of combos for the steps you're in, and when going from step to step, being at crushes in step 3 will be different if you used to be friends than if you were crushing from the start, and so on. You have plenty of options to try out. Yeah, that ends the dynamic system tutorial. We hope you enjoyed the connection you create with Tamarack and Key. Okay. To me. To Key. Okay. I think it was teamworking. It's definitely unassuming, I guess. I don't think I questioned much. I did praise him though. Probably unassuming more. I can't remember what these mean. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. Okay, testing. Honestly, when I was a kid, I was like contesting, but like with only specific people. Like I had my own like group that I wanted to be in charge of. Either to praising, unassuming, teasing. Admiring, you see the person as more incredible than most. You tend to see yourself. Okay, close. Accepting, yep. Friends, yay! Neighbours. Friends. Friends, yay! What is this? What is anything about that? I like how it gives you the option to be absolutely like mean to them. I think that's super fun. Teamworking, testing, doting. Yep. Done. Tamarack, friends, yay! Testing, praising, accepting. Honestly, I don't know. Contesting. I think if someone else really wanted that, and I was like in a whole new place, I'd probably have them be in charge. Teamworking, unassuming, accepting. Same. Done. Things are so different for you from just that morning when you left and went on the drive to move. Hold on, I'll save. I'm gonna save here because I need to go now. I'm like way overdue on something that I've been meaning to do. So yeah, that's the end for now. I will come back to this game probably, but I also need to finish the Minecraft thing I was doing. So yeah, see you soon, I guess. Subscribe if you want to see more. Yeah, bye.